Here by a reflective river, reminiscing on a boat-building past, the turquoise hull of Buena Vista stands still. Its journey's over. Here, I'm a heron, taking flight on a wing of fancy, able to dream of a riverine terrain and conjure a mohana of meetings the boats once intended.
We wave back at a man who remains at heart a fantasist. You said, this feels like. This feels like. But you never finished the sentence. Instead, you left me hanging there in limbo, a limbo bimbo in the rain waving nervously at his own reflection. At dawn, I sleep in a loft full of boxes, and in each box is held a memory, a blown glass vignette laced with pauses for emphasis and pauses for laughter, each anecdote airbrushed with layers of untruths and layers of embellishments. In short, I sleep in a room full of lies.
But Tony's got a date with love, full booner, heart thump, heaven above, pure as poppy, no cheap copy. And behold, she comes on a barge of gold, his Celtic Cleopatra. Lynn she's called, his beauty, his dearest booty. Anton's vision of glory on earth, as molten chocolate, Lynn comes to birth, her Nile the Clyde, her boat the Pride. Nimbly, slimly she steps ashore, midst Tony's amorous spurt of four. But I fear the end is near.
And those that lined the rails of exile, to watch their own hills draw away behind the unknown future. And those that paused on parapets to seek an answer in the chilly depths. Look here. The latticework of girders, the squat supports, the bridge that used to be, the salt-bitten stays. A city on the move, like memory. The river holds no archive. Scoop up a handful of reflections. Watch it run clear.
Fun Run is not so joyous. Plastic from every orifice, and suffice to say it rained sulphur that day. Or was that ethylene? Or maybe polyethylene or polymer over this harbour, my self-proclaimed small segment of concrete coast, currently playing host to my thoughts on my gentle Sunday morning. And so rather than process my week, I mourn its loss for the cost of this organised fun. And as the sun beats down through my water holder, I think of the gradual plastic particles floating into my body every time I reuse it. Oddly thinking I'm making a difference, believing it to be some kind of recompense for my own Sasquatch-sized footprint.
I watch reflecting girders wobble. A teenage gang is watching me. The girders watch me wobble. Tangling in the netting, drifting down with pigeon feathers into the khaki Clyde. Speckled with leaves and wrappers, freckled with raindrops and stir. The river smells deep, moss green, flowing from east to the sea, transporting an untrained cargo, older than people, older than metal, as old as ore. The reflected geometry ripples, triangles wobble to zigzags. The river does Uri Gellers to iron brew girders. Rail tracks flex.
Travel utters its own sounds, accompanies itself with the fluid chatter of stone and sky and metal moving. All is cold, tired, and worn, but the trees sing quietly, leaves drenching like hair sticking to a face.
This nexus is man-made. Taut wires, stretched sinews, junctions of bone and metal. Strange connections forge. Trains trammel criss-cross lines, cars honk indiscreet lovers, drunks and graffiti chavs chaff. There is never enough time to consider the rumble of the restless river. Time and tides flotsam sloshing with dumping of corpses. Constructed worlds of gridlock, each cobble a telling tale, obscured by seagull guano.
A flown-in customer from a mohana, waiting to embrace this generous space as the pride of the Clyde glides by, watched by the city and the migrant me.